Caden's first time camping.
Yay.
Yeah. Caden. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. What's this place like? It's very nice.
It's alright.
Lexi's making a mess with the toys already. Getting some lunch on the go. Something simple. Not a bad view. Few people out here, and we wanted that spot in the back, but they beat us to it. Well guys, welcome back to Jane Explorers. It's been a minute. It's been about 12 months since our last video. Lots happened. We've had another addition, if you didn't know, another addition to our family. So we've got our son Caden, who's out on his first camping trip tonight. So I thought, well, while it's fire season's finally over, we can finally have a nice campfire. And now I've got a nice awesome piece of meat here, Tomahawk steak from Williams Butchers out in Forestville, my local butcher. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is a Captain Morgan spiced rum mushroom sauce. It's going to be garlicky and it's absolutely amazing. It's off TikTok. I believe the chef is Shay Lou. We've done it a few times at home, but it's going to be the first one to do it out in a camping sort of setup, and really can't wait. We've tried it a few times at home, and bit of effort, but it is really quite worth it. So at the moment we're just going to be throwing the steak on. We want that to really slow cook for a good hour or so, then we'll get stuck into the sauce in a little bit. So right, so what you want to do is really just try to pat your meat dry to get all that moisture out of it. Now you can choose your seasoning. I mean, look, with this, you can pretty much just get away with salt and pepper. You can use all sorts of rubs if you really want to, but again, that's probably more if you're not using it with the sauce, because the sauce obviously, that adds, well, that's the bulk of the flavour when you're eating it that way. All right, hopefully we've packed everything, so we're just going to add our salt and pepper. So you kind of want to get this to about 57 internal, because you really are going to throw it straight on the fire afterwards to get that nice sear. So you don't want it to cook too much. All right, so you don't really want it on direct heat too much. You just want it enough to be on the side to get some of that. You want it to be able to get a bit smoky, but not enough to cook too fast. So we'll have it set to the side, and we'll just rotate it over from time to time, move it around, play with the fire. Put nature's stereo in nature's TV. Doesn't get better than that. It's been a long day though. Alright, one Captain Morgan and Pepsi Max drink later. Steak's coming along nice and slow. It's been about probably half an hour? 45 minutes to an hour. Trying to throw in some broccolini. Ugh. This will take a bit to soften since I don't have it on extreme heat. We'll start the sauce a little bit closer once the meat's ready to sear to finish it off. Alright, meat's coming along nicely, so now it's time to start the sauce before we finish off giving that a sear. So again, this is the Captain Morgan Spice Rum sauce. And what we're going to do is throw on, don't mind the toddler, she's just in my swag, absolutely making a mess. Bit of oil. I just use rice bran, it's a good high temperature, resilient oil. And you want to add some mushrooms. Now you can adjust this recipe as much as you like. This tends to be pretty massive for just for the two of us. So yeah, just play with it. So this mushroom will reduce. We want it to essentially burn out all the water that will release soon. Right, so that's reduced enough now. So now I'm going to add the Captain Morgan Spice Rum. Now it's about 1/4 cup. Let that alcohol cook out. Alright, now that's done, you add this French shallots and garlic puree. So I've blitzed it before coming out camping. I don't have an inverter. But essentially, yeah, you add about 6 garlic cloves, French shallot, depending on the size, may add 2, with a bit of water. So you get something a bit like this, and just add it to it. We'll stir that in, let that cook in. Give it a stir. Now it's getting a bit hot, so I might have to lift that back up a little bit. I'm going to let that simmer for a little while without burning. Bit of smoke in my eyes. Right. Alright, now that's reduced a bit, we want to add, let's say about 20 grams worth of butter. Can be reduced, but butter I've got unfortunately isn't, so just going to add a little slither. Alright, finally starting to melt a little bit. Stir it all in.
Daddy, I got this
Wow, getting quite the rock collection over there, sweetie. Yeah, so depending on the recipe, you've got some thickened cream here to now add. Just sort of play it by ear depending on how many. So that's what? It's a 600 ml bottle and a little under, over half. Now, we want to add some beef stock powder. Not the liquid, make sure it's the powder. Just give that a nice little spray. I'm running out of light and I'm trying to use the GoPro. Alright, don't worry about it, bud. And just going to use a bit of Worcestershire sauce for a bit of tang. Now we're going to stir that till it's about halfway reduced, and we want to add some Parmesan cheese. Alright, had to put a bit more wood on there, try to get a bit more heat. So you just want to keep giving it a stir so the sauce obviously doesn't stick to the bottom. Getting in there slowly. Getting a few late visitors showing up into camp where we currently are. Makes timing a bit awkward, but... Right, time to add cheese. Just want to add a bit of a handful. That's it, out, sweetie. No, it's not that kind of cheese. Out. Out. Shh. Starting to smell really good. Alright, so not too far away now, starting to get nice and thick. We'll take it off in a minute and we'll throw the steak on the fire. Alright, I think that is about done. Steak's ready and time to get that sear. So this fat is going to go up in flames. So just let that get a good crust. And we've got to let it rest. Move it around, try to catch those flames. That's where all the fat's dripping. Alright, getting a nice crust on there. So now we're going to let that rest. Whew. Alright, let's see if we've nailed this. Alright, slightly overdone, but... Right, we're just going to slap this. I know, you're so hungry, aren't you?
Yeah, I want my plate.
Just wait, sweetie. Now to finish it off, we'll put a bit of parsley on the top.